Hi everyone, it's Gracie. I'm sorry for the lack of content over the past couple of days. I know I said on Twitter I'd be posting more videos. I did record some, but I'm not really satisfied with the way they turned out. The Captain Marvel video is doing so well. I believe right now it's the most viewed video on my channel. And I just want to try to keep up the level of content there, with the quality. So that's why there hasn't been anything new recently, but I hope this week I can put out some more. I have fall break starting on Thursday, so I'm hoping to record a lot during that time. But today we're going to be talking about the live-action Akira movie. I'm sure most of you probably heard about this, that Taika Waititi is going to be directing a live-action Akira movie, but he's also directing Thor 4. It's Thor: Love and Thunder, and it has been so because of that. Akira has been pushed back. But I think there were some questions about whether or not Taika would actually still be directing the movie. He is. This is just an IGN article kind of talking about that. And so Taika just had a new movie come out, Jojo Rabbit, and he's been doing press tours for that, interviews and all that kind of stuff. So he says that Akira fell behind schedule because it was bleeding into his work on Thor. Now, this makes sense, and you're probably like, Gracie, why are you talking about this? This isn't really that important. I think this is important because this is where we're going to start seeing the shifting. Now, when it comes to comic book sales, it's no secret that manga is selling way better than American comic books right now. It's just the way it is. Manga is cheaper, it's easier to get into, it's easier to find. You just go on Twitter, go on YouTube, you'll find videos and pictures of the comic book sections in Barnes & Noble. I love Barnes & Noble, I go there all the time, and it is a mess. You don't know what's heads or tails, you don't know where to start, it's confusing. And going on the internet isn't much better either. And then it's always a question of, how much is this book going to cost? This compilation of, Tales of Batman or whatever, the greatest of Batman stories. How much is that going to be? Does my local library have it? Etc. Manga is so much easier. You go to Barnes & Noble, boom, One Piece #1, it's right there on the shelf. Fairy Tail #1, it's right there. Dragon Ball #1, it's right there. And the manga volumes are usually anywhere between $8 to $10. They're not as expensive as some comic book bundles are, and even then you get much more content. The average volume of One Piece is about 200 pages or 10 chapters of a manga in there, whereas a compilation of Batman comics might just be 4 22-page comics. So there is that to consider. It's cheaper, it's easier to get into, it's easier to find, and now you have things like Manga Plus and the Shonen Jump app where you can view the first 3 chapters of a series for free, and so you can try it out. And Shonen Jump, the app, is only $2.99 a month or $1.99 a month. It's ridiculously cheap, and they have so much of their series on there. They keep adding to it. It's incredible. So manga is easier to get into, and now anime is becoming more popular. Netflix is jumping into it, Amazon's jumping into it, Crunchyroll is growing exponentially, and you can also see this on YouTube. Anime YouTubers are actually doing quite well on there as well. So comic book movies have been kind of dominating Western film. This is no secret. Now the highest grossing movie of all time is Avengers Endgame. It's no longer Titanic. We've been seeing a shift in what the public watches. Now everybody goes to see the new Avengers movie. Everybody knows about it. It's not just for the nerds anymore. It is for the average person. My dad never really cared about comics, but he loves watching Marvel movies. And I think that's showing the shift in culture. Now you go everywhere, and people are wearing Captain America T-shirts and Iron Man and stuff like that. Everybody's into it. And we could possibly start seeing this shift with manga as well, and maybe it won't be as drastic. It would be such a wild chance for manga and anime to get as popular as the MCU is now. It would have to be a property with such broad appeal in order to garner that. Now, back in the day, that was stuff like Naruto and Dragon Ball. And Bleach too. Bleach had its run. Right now, I think that's My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia is quite possibly the most popular anime over here right now, since Naruto, I would say. And you could definitely see that everywhere you go, there's My Hero Academia merchandise. I've met members of my own family, adults, who love My Hero Academia. My uncle watches My Hero Academia, and he doesn't even really like anime, but he watches My Hero Academia. He thinks it's okay. It's a shift. We're starting to see that shift. And my personal theory is that the MCU is going to start becoming less and less popular. It's starting to start being less and less monetizable. And I think part of the reason for this is that the Infinity Saga is over. Thanos is gone. And I think also part of this is Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. was so charismatic as Iron Man. He brought so much to the table. And the casting for the core Avengers was so spot on, and they all had such great chemistry with each other. So then you bring in all of this new stuff. You have Captain Marvel coming in, you have Ms. Marvel coming in, Iron Man is gone, Spider-Man's back in the MCU now, and Thor. You still have Thor 4 coming, but we know we're going to be introduced to Lady Thor with Jane Foster. We know that these new characters are coming in, the old characters are leaving. And I think this is going to mark a shift. I think people are going to be like, oh yeah, I'll go see the new Marvel movie. But we're going to see that decrease, which is why I think they're really banking on making these movies more diverse, not just with race and sexuality and stuff, but we know Doctor Strange 2 is going to be a horror movie. So we could see these Marvel movies starting to get more experimental to try to maintain their audience, which could be good, because a lot of people do complain that these Marvel movies are very standard, they're all copy and paste formulas, all the characters are the same, so that could be good or it could be bad. We need to see. But Taika Waititi is kind of being smart here. So I think Taika Waititi really gained a lot of mainstream appeal when he did Thor Ragnarok. I had never heard Taika Waititi until he had done Thor Ragnarok. And we see he's still doing indie films, kind of, with Jojo Rabbit, obviously, but, you know, he's still doing Thor 4, and now he's doing this live-action Akira movie. And this is interesting. So he's going to do Thor 4, which will probably be a big hit. I know I will probably see it. But he's doing Akira next. So they're going to, when Akira gets marketed, you can easily bet money on it that they're going to say from the director of Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder. People are going to want to go see this movie just because of Taika Waititi, or more people are going to be interested in it. Now, I did not see the original Akira movie. I did not read the manga. This is not a property I'm familiar with. I am covering this because I want to make a point that we could be seeing the rise of anime and manga in the modern consciousness. And I think this is definitely the case with teenagers and young adults now, is that more of them are into anime and manga than the older generations. They're more aware of it. I mean, stuff like JoJo's is popular just for the memes. We have people like PewDiePie who talk about anime. We are seeing this shift. We're seeing anime and manga becoming more and more popular, and we're seeing modern American comics becoming less and less relevant as time progresses. And I think it's because of the MCU that they've really been able to hang on, and that we're still seeing this popularity of the properties, but I think we're going to be seeing that decrease. Now, what I'm really talking about is really the case for Marvel. DC could honestly go either way. They could honestly go either way. We saw with Joker that DC might do more experimental things. Birds of Prey comes out next year, and I'm not really excited for that movie. I think it looks like trash, but it is different. It is very different from what Marvel does. And I think that's a good thing. That's good for the market. And my own little personal thing here is that DC could capitalize more on the anime and manga craze than Marvel can at this point. I don't know if you guys read the Super Sun comics, but those are possibly my favorite American comics. I just think they have such a manga-ish feel to them. Like, it's really like reading a shonen manga. If they did some sort of animated series of Super Suns, that would be really cool. If they did it in an anime manga style, like what they did with Teen Titans, that could be amazing. Marvel could kind of do it with Penny Parker, and who knows, maybe Sony will. But I do think that DC does have the edge over Marvel right now. But anyway, guys, that's all I have to say for today. Let me know, are you excited for this Akira movie? Again, I'm not familiar with the property. I can't say whether or not Taika would do a good job with it. It does seem like he's passionate about the project. And it's good when a director is passionate about an anime adaptation. I think we kind of saw this with Alita Battle Angel earlier this year. James Cameron, that was kind of his baby. He wanted to do it for years. He was finally able to do it. And I didn't see that movie, but from what I heard, people were pretty satisfied with it. It seemed like a lot of people really enjoyed it. So who knows? Maybe Akira will do well. Just for what I know about the Akira story, it makes me wonder, like, whether Taika is really the right director to do it, because it does seem his stuff is more comedic rather than serious. And who knows? Again, I'm not familiar with Akira. Maybe it does have some funny moments in the movie, in the manga, and you think Taika could do a good job with it. I don't know. I don't know. But we will see. It does say it will be pushed back a couple of years. So I think Thor: Love and Thunder is supposed to come out in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, or 2022. So we'll probably see this Akira movie probably in 2025. So probably 6 years down the road, we will see this movie. And that seems like a long way away, but really it's not. It will be coming much, much sooner. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think? Are you excited for this movie? Are you not? What do you think about manga and anime overtaking American comics? Let me know down in the comments below. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter at GracieVV. Let me know if there are any other topics you want me to cover. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day.